Wow. Hi guys. How you doing today? Happy Friday. It's another beautiful one at Sped every day. And that is why I just love Fridays because I get the opportunity to see you guys again. Thanks for loving my videos. Thanks for sharing. And to all my new subscribers, I want to say thank you so much. You all have been so wonderful. Thanks for all the suggestions, the comments, the questions, and for, of course, always keeping me on my toes to keep studying, to research, and even helping me with other assignments that I have to do. You guys are awesome. And to all my beautiful, wonderful, unique children out there, all individuals with exceptionalities, I want to say, well done. You guys are doing awesome. And you know what? We are going to achieve those goals. It's again your girl, Bola Tito Fatoki, and I am so excited to be with you today. And what are we going to be learning about today? Yeah, I told you already. How do you motivate a learner with special needs? How do we motivate a learner with special needs? How do we encourage them? How do we get them to learn? Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. How? Of course, in the best way that they can learn. How? Of course, teaching those goals that they need to know, teaching those things that they need to know. How do we do that? We're going to learn about those today, the strategies we need to help these individuals attain and reach their highest potential. So stay tuned. It is very worthy to know as individuals that when a child or someone has a type of disability, it gives limitation to learning. It affects learning. It reduces the pace at which they learn, either academically or even adaptive behavior or skills. They will not be able to learn on the same pace as their peers. But what can we do to help them? Can we help them? Yes, we can help them. Again, like I said earlier, I'm going to go through some strategies to assist these individuals to learn. If they are your child, your family, your students, we need to watch this video and learn how to be able to help these individuals so that they can be able to reach their highest potential and they can be able to work well and do well in the society. Of course, no child must be left behind, and every individual has the right to knowledge and to know in the best way possible. So my first strategy today, and something you need to know, is that I'll say it 3 times: modify, modify, and modify. When I say that, you need to modify instructions. So everything I'm talking about today is based on modification. You cannot say because the other children in the home or at school are learning at this pace, or they can learn this way, then the child with disability has to learn that way too. No. If you really want results, and you want your goals to be achieved and the child's goals to be achieved, and you want to ease yourself of a lot of stress, you need to understand and know how to modify instructions. So that is number 1. That is very, very important. Now, let me just go and dive into other ones. You need to understand and know the disability of the child. Does this child has intellectual disabilities or disability? Is this child a person with autism? Does this child has specific learning disability? What type of disability does this child have? Even though every child is unique in his or her own way, even though every individual with disability has their own uniqueness and the best way they can learn, there are still some general things that you're going to see, or will make you understand how to be able to picture or look or observe that child. So it is important when you know a child's disability, please read it through. Do some research. Understand how these individuals cope and what happens and how they can learn and skills like that. With that, you would know what you're looking for in that child, and then that would assist you in being able to modify instructions. After you understand this child's disability, it is now very important to know the child's strength. Most times, we are so focused on the bad behavior, on the weaknesses, that we forget to understand that these people have strengths as well. And just like we individuals, when we look at ourselves, when we have people that are always there reproaching and, complaining about the bad behavior, or you did this, you did that, always complain about the negative, we tend to pull back. So it's just like having an aunt in the house that an aunt or uncle or family that whenever they come, you know that this auntie would encourage me, will keep me going, will have some of my school. You want to relate more with that person. You want to listen because they have positive things to say. So this is what happens to our individuals with exceptionalities as well. We need to be able to understand their strength because we need those strengths to perform a lot of wonders with these individuals. Through their strength, you'll be able to understand their area of interest and what they like to do. I want to go back to something these individuals struggle about. First of all, they tend to struggle about daily life and activities. Already know that even though if they cannot complain or they can't talk, some of them are non-verbal, it's hard on their part as well. All the doctor's visits, they have friends going for parties, for birthday parties. They are positioned just, you can't go there. Parents are being careful, caregivers are being careful. Even in their homes, they have some area of the house they can't move to. So all this already weighs down on them. They're already thinking of all those things, even if not expressed. So now imagine if somebody is able to just identify that this child likes to do this. This child likes to watch this. This child is very good with organization. He loves to draw. Do you know how much wonders he can do or achieve using those skills and the strength of this child? You can even use those strengths to avert bad behavior. You can even use this strength to serve as positive reinforcement for a behavior that you expect, for an expected behavior. So very important. And you can use this strength to also modify instructions in learning and in teaching the skills you want this child to learn. While you're doing that, like I said earlier, you center this strengths around their area of interest around what you want them to learn. And then while you do that, you design your instructions specifically towards that. So for example, a child loves to draw. Now you want to teach the child a content area. What do you go into? You can start with sketching. Johnny did this and did that. Because it can picture things when they're in picture form. You can start using those pictures or visuals to help the child to understand what you really want the child to understand. If a child focuses more on drawing, if a child focuses more on maybe graphic work, the child focuses on maybe singing, you can go around this area of interest to be able to build instruction, to embed those areas in the instruction so that you as a teacher, as a parent, can center whatever consciously or unconsciously teaching that child around that area. Now, for example, you can even check knowledge using that area. I do that for some of my students. When they finish listening to my instruction, I can tell them, because I know they like to talk and act a lot, then they can role play what they just learned. Why don't you role play it? And the child is not even seeing it as they're learning. They're seeing it as, I'm having fun. And guess what? In the process of I'm having fun, it sticks. So we want to be able to utilize that opportunity to continuously teach our individuals or learners with special needs. How about using positive role models? A lot of these individuals do not understand, or they are in an environment that even parents believe that, that's all they can do. All you just need to do is to finish high school, and then we'll just make you sit at home. Like I said, understanding what the child likes. And using positive role models can set that child aside up for success. There are a lot of people out there with disabilities that are doing great in life in their chosen area of career. We have sports, we have footballers, we have authors, we have writers, we even have public speakers. A lot of people are on YouTube now and they use those skills. You have children with autism that love to write. Guess what? You can use all those things while looking into internet, through the internet, researching individuals with special needs that have positively influenced the society. You even have models, people that do what's it called? They do models. They dress up models. We have people that are into fashion, and since you understand that your child likes to do things like that, or she likes to dress up, let her watch an individual with exceptionality that has stepped up in that area of career and saw that there was nothing to stop them, or their parents saw that in them and pushed them, and today they are doing well in their area of interest and in their career. So just like we as adults and other children in the family, just like we have mentors, just like we have people that we look up to, and we say, oh, I want to talk like that person. Oh, I want to be successful like that. I want to do more to be this person. I want to follow this line of career. We have mentors. Let these individuals have mentors in areas that they can relate with. So the child will not sit as stressed if you put, okay, I know this person does not have autism. So he doesn't have autism. Why do you think I can do what he's doing? So let there be a link. Okay, this person has autism and this person achieved this. My son, my daughter, you can achieve it with the way you're going. Let us use positive role models to encourage these children. Look at how they focus on watching movies, watching singers. They want to be rappers. They sing a lot. I have a lot of individuals with exceptionality that love to sing, and they watch these singers. Do you know you can train your child in a way that he can build his own voice as well? Whether rap, whether dance. And that's a beautiful career. That's something to pursue, because we do not want a situation whereby these children will grow up to be independent, to be adults, and they're not independent in that area. But even if they're able to build themselves in that, we as parents or caregivers, when we leave, can help them function and perform those duties in ways that they can even earn money from it and be able to feed and fend for themselves and their families. Now, another point, the power of tutoring, peer tutoring. A lot of teachers or parents always want to avoid children sitting together in the classroom like, they're going to start making noise, they're going to do this. Oh, the cousins, I don't want them near the cousin. Oh, because they always complain. What if we center activities with those peers around the area of need of our child? Is it social skills we're trying to build? Are we trying to learn some teaching, life skills? What are we trying to learn? Eye contact, talking to others, just sitting down with others in an environment and trying to make sure that they can sit still and learn from them or watch. So we can use the power of peer tutoring in the classroom and at home by ensuring that, or observing first, the relationship between our child and other kids. And the ones that we know that this seems positive, we can use that child to also build and teach our children. So for example, in the classroom, you notice your child has a buddy. Oh, they are so close, they talk all the time. Why don't you figure out something positive about that other student that may be lacking in your own child or the student? And then build a game around it, so that you know that this other student would encourage your child to be able to complete the game. And then through that process and the consistency, your child will learn, and the student can be able to learn that. Peer tutoring is very, very, very good. And it's a very wonderful strategy because children, they would like to mimic their peers. They like to do things that their peers are doing. They want to copy. And through all that, they are learning. So which is why we need to be observant and know, okay, who am I pairing this child with? Would it actually affect them positively or make positive changes to their lives? So we need to really get that done. Also, like I said earlier, building that your child's interest up can set them up for a successful career. In a way that this child will grow up and be able to figure themselves out. So if you have a child, for example, likes talking about food, likes food, you know this child wants to eat, why don't you think about a career in that area? You know, I've worked with students that maybe their parents, they do work like maybe in the cafeteria, or they do work in a restaurant. And this child, all they see is food, you know, they know, oh, they're in the kitchen, they're all that. Do not limit your child. One thing that is important is, excuse me, if it is just sandwich, some sandwich that your child can make, teach them to make it perfect. We're in the world today that everybody's trying to build an area of niche, an area of career. If it is here your child loves to make, why don't you pick one area? It could be just braiding, and teach them to do that in the best way. We don't have to do jack of all trades. We don't have to learn everything in that line of business, but find something specific and unique for your child to learn. Your child loves to make pizza. Why don't you teach them how to make just pepperoni pizza? So when they are trying to find someone where they make good pepperoni pizza, oh, you can contact Johnny. So that this career will be unique to that child and you're not stressing them in that area as well. Your child loves to draw. Why don't you buy a lot of sketchbooks? Let them start drawing from now. Elementary school, yes, they can. A lot of parents post work of their children on Facebook. People buy it. You may think they bought it for $1 today, but imagine building that child's career up from this moment. We need, as parents and as educators, to understand that building a career for an individual with special needs, learning disability, intellectual disability, takes a while. So the earlier we start, the better. Some will want to wait till they get to high school. Why don't we start now that they're young? And then we can start seeing results as the years go by. And through this result, our child is so happy to do it. So even for our non-verbal students, there are still things around the house they do. How about children that cannot, they're very low functioning with low IQ? We can still find something to do with them. You know, even as parents, we can co-partner with them. We do hands over hands instructions in activities. Yes, it's a thing of pride. I was able to hold my child's hand today to make this drawing. Do you know how many people are interested in seeing that? Yes, a lot of people are interested in seeing that. Remember, the bottom line is you want your child to grow up and you can still be proud as a parent to say, my child made this for a living. Even if you help that child, even if the business is between you and that child, whatever it is, your child helped to make that living. So capitalize on that area of interest or how best you can help your child to be able to learn, to be able to build a future that we all really want or may not have wanted, but we do not have a choice and we can't run from. Now, another strategy, do not rush. Teach a concept at a time. You're trying to teach money skills. My child is trying to learn how to count money or learn money. And then I'm teaching another concept immediately. Division. You know, we need to understand that these individuals learn at their pace. And we need to understand that instructions have to be modified to suit their learning process. So when we are learning, we're teaching an individual with special needs, we do not need to rush. We need to be with these children so that they can go from one stage to another, from one concept to another. And while we are teaching this concept one at a time, friends, let us make sure that we already taught the prerequisite skills to be able to teach this concept. If you're teaching a child how to count money, but the child cannot even identify the coins or the bills, then how do you teach counting? Or the child cannot even say their numbers. Then you want to jump, like he can't even say 1 through 10. Then you want to jump to counting or to adding up. So we need to ensure that the prerequisite skills are taught first, which is why we need to start from the very beginning and pick it up from there. It's just you giving a child spelling words. Okay, now it's time for you to take spellings, a spelling test. But this child cannot even sound words or letters out, or cannot even say their A's to Z. How can you give that child or teach that child spelling? So understand the concept and understand the prerequisite skills or concepts needed for each of the concepts you're about to teach, so that you can know that you're on the same page with your child, and that would help their learning. Now, when you want to start teaching new concepts or skills for a child with special needs, I would always advise that you start with one-on-one instruction first. Even if you think the child cannot hear you or will not understand, show it. Discuss with the child. This is what you're going to be learning. This is the reason for the skill that you want to learn. This is how it can help you. So this would prepare the child and get the child ready to understand what he or she is about to go into. So let us understand that concept or skills taught has to start from one-on-one. Do not just bombard them with teaching skills when they don't even know why. Then from the one-on-one, you can now move it to a small group, then to a whole class group or family group. But it is very important to start the motivation. You can even watch movies about it. We are so lucky nowadays that if you put anything on Google, parents, teachers, comes right up. About to teach letters, how to sound out letters. Put it on YouTube. I'm telling you, thousands of videos will come up on that. Look for one that will suit the learning ability of your child. Play it for the child first. Use the first 1 or 2 days to play it. Let it ring. Let the child see what you're trying to say. Do not even discuss it yet. Then after that, or while he's watching, let the child pay attention. Teach the child to pay attention and just say, words or important words in that video that you want the concept you want the child to understand, so that I can keep ringing the bell, and when you start your teaching, the child will be able to understand. Now, when we teach individuals with special needs, let us always remember to use visual representation, especially with our individuals with intellectual disabilities. When we see things all the time, it helps us to relate with those things. It gives us pictures of what we've learned. That even in our sleep, we can look or think about what we learn with the pictures around us. Pictures stick a lot. Pictures, colorful ones. So when you're trying to teach science, addition science, mathematics science, let them see the picture so they can relate with it. And then, while you're doing the visual representation, also, the practice should not just be on paper. Use real life scenarios. Use real life experiences. I like to talk about money concept a little because I think I like money. Everybody does. And this is important in the lives of these children. Take them to the grocery store. Don't use your card sometimes. Use cash because we are in the age and time where most times you just pay with a card. Let them see the exchange of money. Let them understand what cash is. Let them see you get your change back. Let them see you count it, because now we're so used to the fact that cashiers will count and it's complete, then we just go. Let them see you check it, so that when they start learning, that can build their own cognitive ability to understand and know what to do also. Remember, they may not be in a place where they can use their card all the time. And before you can use your card, you need to understand. And please, do not force instruction. If this child needs a calculator to count it, provide it. Not every child will be able to add money up without a calculator or without a kind of manipulative. So make sure you provide what will help your child learn better and figure out what you're trying to teach better. While we are doing that, a lot of parents use, I would say, irrelevant words that are not in the dictionary. Teachers do that. We just want maybe just to say things, or just to, we just expressions, irrelevant expressions. When we are around special needs individual, they don't know. So they may see it as one of the things they need to learn. Then guess what? You just pushed yourself back 10 steps, because you need to reteach that, and to be able to get that out. Unfortunately, things like that stick a lot. They stick faster. So you need to understand the fact that you need to push back on using maybe nonsense words that are not real, baseless expressions. As parents, we need to be conscious of that. If you don't want a child, because they say it as it is, you say all those curse words at home, I'm telling you, they're coming right back to school, to church, anywhere to say it. And when they say it, we as educators know where it came from. So it is important, if you want to set your child up for success, it's important you use the right words around them. And finally, before I leave, I want you to understand that designing learning strategies should be based on the child's strength, like I've said, and always give opportunities for these children to practice. Don't just teach and forget about it. Let them practice it. Give them that long rope to practice. They can practice with friends, with siblings, even with parents. You can even let them practice while watching a movie or with songs. Oh, this child likes to play, let's say, soccer. Why don't we play it in 10 steps? Remember, we are learning numbers. Let's do it first. Okay, kick the ball one time, 1. The second time, 2. And the child is counting along with you. So it's important we give room for practice. As adults, when we learn and we don't have the time to practice, we tend to forget as well. And we are not as effective or efficient when we have to use those skills. So practice the say makes perfect. So let's use those practices a lot. If you're a parent, talk to teachers, let them understand the skills they are learning in school, so that you can continue with that consistency at home as well. And if you have other adults in your child's life or where they go to, let them understand those skills that your child is currently learning, so they can help you carry through with it. Finally, remember, modification of lessons starts from the lesson plans, to the testing, to even the career your child is trying to build, to the use of technology, assistive technology. We have to modify on everything. It's not pampering your child. People don't see it like, oh, they cut the slack. Oh no, I'm pampering it. You need to do the best for your child in order for your child to learn the best. Thank you again for watching today. You guys are awesome. You're doing great. And I must say, I am so appreciative of you sitting to watch these videos all the time, But one thing that is important is you never know who needs this information. A lot of people are out there dying inwards, needing information, and it is free. So please share this video. And you know what? Next week will be so on fire. It's going to be so awesome next week. And our topic for next week, Friday, is going to be, let me ask you first. Can you teach individuals with special needs how to read? That's the question. Can you teach individuals with special needs how to read? If your answer is yes, ow. If it is no, I'm sorry. But SPED every day, everything is possible. And I'm going to be telling you how we can teach our individuals with special needs how to read next week. Thank you again for watching today. It's your girl, Bola Tutu Fatoki. Do have a blessed and wonderful weekend and see you next week. God bless you. Bye.